I'm loving it.
You wanted the show to be about your life and the struggles that you went through, and I think that all of that should be a part of the show. So I'll go ahead and begin. So I just feel like, like we were really close. We've been through a lot, like from graduating high school on up. And I feel like I moved and people got married and got pregnant and babies and everything,
I got
which is
pregnant?
no, you
Oh.
get your wife pregnant. And I understand that like these things happen, but I just feel like in the midst of all of that, you let our friendship go. And I feel like you did it. I would want to say for her. So I do believe that you do have to identify the key problems. And I do feel like one of them is abandonment. And I'm saying this because it is one of the key problems that you do need to identify so you don't allow it to happen again.
Okay, so I'll say this. Maybe I did.
No, not maybe. You did it.
I did it. Okay.
It's okay because I understood that you were married, you were building a family. I think the time that hurt me the most, though, is that after you were no longer married and after, you guys had gotten a divorce and you were going through, and I felt like, oh my God, I will get my brother back. I will get my friend back. And then here comes the politics. And then
I had to take a level of adjustments or make a level of adjustment in my life that I wanted her to take too.
I feel like if I had to be an adjustment, you should have reevaluated that situation, because being that I was one of the most important people in your life, that you are one of the most important people in my life. I don't put you above my husband or my children, but I would not just I would try to make it work. I would invite you to meet my husband. I would invite you guys to sit down. I would encourage you guys to hang out. I would do whatever it took to make sure that that relationship between you two were there. That way I wouldn't have to compromise you. And I feel like it wasn't like that wasn't tried. I feel like it was like the Hunger Games and I got picked to die. And I just feel like
you always gotta make it funny.
Because I do. I feel like
be serious. Why do you always gotta say shit like that? Oh,
because I feel like I was offered up a tribute. Like it was just like, you know what? And I feel like, I understand that when you get married, it is a different dynamic, because I'm married too, and there are people that I had to cut off out of my life because of my husband or my children. So I feel like, we all have to make adjustments for our families. But I just don't feel like I should have been one of those adjustments, because I feel like, I wasn't even invited to the wedding. That hurt me. I wasn't invited. I still have not met Laree.
that's right.
That's an issue for me. I feel like there just wasn't an effort, and I feel like I was prejudged, and I wasn't given a chance. I wasn't given a chance to be in my niece or nephew's life. I wasn't given a chance to come to the wedding, nor the baby shower, or anything. I just wasn't given a chance. I feel like it was taken from me. When you do get caught up in your life, when you do get caught up in stuff, especially when you're going through something, you withdraw. And it hurts the people around you. Then, pregnant. Okay, fine. Married. Then, okay, fine. But damn, now I can't even find Larry. Okay, wait, what's going on? I understand that in life we all make changes, and I understand that sometimes you have to adjust. I'm married, I have kids, but I just don't understand why the adjustment or why the change would have had to be me. Because I pose no threat. There was no explanation. If there was an explanation, it would have been different, because I would have been given a chance to defend myself. To be able to say, you know what, well, let's try this, let's try that. And if all else failed for your happiness, I would have said, you know what, okay, fine. Because you know what, I want you to be happy too. But as if we had tried, it would have felt different than me feeling like, oh my gosh, I just got abandoned. And I feel like, that's one thing that you do need to look at with your growth, because you have come a long way, but just putting the people who care about you the most, the people who will go through hell for you, on the back burner because maybe you're going through something, is not good. Even with your politics, sometimes you guys, so even after all of that happened and we started talking again, politics came into play. And I got left on another island. Just abandoned, you know what I'm saying? And not saying that you did it because, oh my God, I hate you, no, but you get so wrapped up in trying to do things that And I feel like we all do it as people, and it's something we all need to work on. But you get so wrapped up that it's like you don't even respond. You don't even say, hey, I'm okay. You know, hey, I see your message, but I'm alive. Yeah. Somebody got to threaten to put out a bolo on you and say that you went missing for you to respond. You know, and that's kind of hard with people who care, because then it's like, you do feel abandoned. You do feel left.
It takes a lot to hear your best friend tell you that you abandoned them.
Like a child you left at the gas station.
Hearing you say that you felt that I abandoned you, that hurts me a lot. Because the decision was not easy. It sounds like it was easy. It looks like it was easy. I think it's easy to criticize me for it. But I was in a situation or a position where I didn't know if I was going to see this baby. I had to make adjustments because I was asking her to make adjustments. And I was so afraid. I was still learning a lot about who she was. Making the decision to not talk to you felt like the right thing to do to make sure I got to see that little girl.
If you had tried to at least talk to me and let me know, like, listen, this is what's going on, it would have been different. But I feel like it's abandonment because nothing was said. I didn't see it coming. It just happened. You have to also think about how it's not what you do, it's how you do it, if that makes sense.
So it's not the fact that I had to make adjustments?
No, it's how you made the adjustments and changes. Because you know what? I can't be mad at you that you got married and you had kids. What the heck? I can't be mad at you that you decided to live your life. But what I can be mad about is how you decided to do these things, because at the end of the day, you could have called me. You could have said, you know what, Kendra, I have to make these adjustments. I have to make these changes for Brittany. And we could have even talked, and I could have said, well, if I come and visit, will that help? And if you had said no, fine. But I wasn't even given the chance. So I feel like that's where the hurt comes in, because I can't take from you that you were married and you had a kid and you wanted to ensure that you were able to see Larry. But you know what hurts? I haven't met Larry. So that was taken away from me also. I was robbed of something that I'm never going to get back, because I'm never going to get to see Larry as a baby. I feel like even when it wasn't that, even after that situation was done and you went into your politics, you also allowed that to take over. And that became...
I never intended to go into politics.
You didn't intend to, but you did. And I'm not going to, don't take this the wrong way, but then the politics became the new Brittany. Because you did the same thing again. And that's not me saying like the new Brittany is a bad thing. No. But your behavior was the same thing. It was the same. I'm overwhelmed. And you withdrew again. So then it becomes something where you have to look and wonder if this is going to happen again.
Do you feel like I'm going to abandon you again?
I don't know, buddy. No, joking. Cut that out. I don't want to say that I feel like, because I don't like to think negative, because that was never who you were. So I don't want to, but there's that fear, if that makes sense. Like if I text you don't respond, the fear is like PTSD. I'm sorry to laugh. It's not funny, but it is. It's like PTSD. It's like, oh my God, like what happened this time? Or is he ever going to respond? And now you're doing, I know what, I got to give you credit on the show, people. There was growth, because you will respond now. You'll say, hey, like, if I'm like, hey, is everything okay? What's going on? It's kind of like, so you'll be like, yeah, I just got caught up with schoolwork, or this happened, or so now you speak. You don't just ignore people for weeks and years and months and days and minutes and hours and seconds. Yeah, that's what you did. You'll respond now. and you'll say, this is what's going on. So is the fear there? Yes. I think like now the fear is little bit by little bit, it'll go away as long as you don't abandon me again. But I feel like you are working towards showing differently. So I'm not going to sit here and say like, the fear is still there, but I'm not going to sit here and say I expect you to do it now. Throughout this period of growth in your life, I want you to understand that there are those of us, I remember growing up when they said that some people are in your life for a season, sometimes for a lifetime, sometimes for a moment, and sometimes for a period. And I want you to stop treating the people who are here for a lifetime like they're here for a season. Because we are here to be with you, like, through it all. I'll punch somebody in the eye for you. So, you have to remember those of us who are willing to go the extra mile to make sure that you are happy and to make sure that you are taken care of and to make sure that if you decide to get married again, we're there to
don't wish that on me.
To make sure that we're there to not evaluate this person, but also make sure this person has your best interest in mind. Not their best interest, but your best interest. And that's not me speaking ill of Brittany saying that your best interest was not in mind. No. But what I'm saying is allow us to be there for you the same way you like to be there for us, because this is not a one-way street. I do, want you to meet my children. I do want all 85 of them. I do want you to meet my husband. I do want you to be somebody that they can say, oh, let's go see Uncle Larry. Or, let's call Uncle Larry. I don't want it to be Larry. Who's that? I don't remember him. I don't want that. I do think that you have identified the areas that you need to fix, but I feel like identifying them is one thing and fixing them is another. You have to maintain being yourself. And even if it takes you taking a day to yourself, a day by yourself, to sit and reflect on you, to sit and reflect on what makes you happy, who makes you happy. Because people play a big part of our lives.
I definitely want to fall in love. But I don't want to repeat the same mistakes. I don't want to lose the people that I care about.
So that means you need to take this time, your time of growth, and don't focus on falling in love. I love to find you, but I feel like taking this time of growth to focus on you and getting back to you. So when somebody does come, they can't alter you. They can't make you make a choice that's going to alter your happiness. Because, in all honesty, we all make alterations for a relationship. But your alteration should still leave you in a happy place. They should still leave you feeling good. They should still leave you feeling like, what, this person didn't take from me, they gave to me. That's how I feel like alteration works. A person should not tell you, don't drink alcohol, smoke crack. They got to go. That's not a healthy alteration.
The fact that you think that I abandoned you hurts me. And I'm sorry that you feel that way.
I'm not saying that you're a bad person or hate you. I've already forgiven you for it. It made me question a lot, because why me? Like, for I don't want to say for a nobody, because that's not right. But for somebody who...
You're saying like at that time in our lives, as much as what we had been through, that she came along and
she
suddenly, that's what you're saying. It's like, you're not saying like nobody, but you're saying like where you were in my life and someone else just comes in and then you're gone.
Yeah, and I feel like over the course of our friendship from beginning, I have never let that happen. I try to fight somebody for you.
I said no, I'm not choosing. I can't go another day unless you're here.